if we can develop strength in the abdomen, then that helps to support the lower back. So strength in the abdomen and also strength in the back muscles. And we don't have to do 1,000 sit-ups every morning to do this. We can develop it quite simply, quite quickly. And it's about strength as well as intelligence. So really connecting with these muscle groups. So first thing we're going to do is you can either stand up or kneel up, depends on how your knees are. I'm going to stand up. And so just placing the hands below the navel, around about the navel. Take a breath in and then exhale and then press the lower abdomen in. So press it in and feel that. Just feel for yourself into the lower back. How does that feel? So is the lower back supported in any way? I don't want to put words into your mouth, but let's try it again. Let's try it a few times. Exhale, pressing the lower abdomen in and just feeling into the lower back, that support it offers. So let's just do it once more. And exhale. There you go. So it gives an indication of the importance of abdominal strength when it comes to supporting the lower back. And as I said, it's about strength and intelligence. So we're going to start this session, really, if you didn't think we'd already started, we're going to start it by coming down to lying on the back. Okay, so lying on the back. And when you first come down onto the back, then just bringing the knees in towards the chest. So yoga for me is all about feeling into the body. So feeling into the body. Just seeing how it is. So massaging the lower back from side to side by moving the knees left and then right. So how does this feel? And then lengthening the back of the neck. And that's placing the feet down on the floor. So we have the feet far enough away from the body so that when you wobble the legs, you can feel the flesh around the muscles be nice and loose. And then place a right hand on the belly and left hand on the heart. Back of the neck is nice and long. So closing the eyes, if that's okay for you. And then just breathe in and breathe out. So consciously breathe in through the nose and out through the nose at first. Just tuning into the breath and tuning into the abdomen. So feeling the rise and fall of the abdomen as you breathe in and out. And for the next 6 breaths, what we're going to do is breathe in through the nose. Big breath in. And then sighing out through the mouth. So just breathe in. So just enjoy that sensation. And maybe you notice that as you sigh out, you can release and let go, and maybe you become aware of the shoulders and the head releasing into the ground, the elbows releasing into the ground. You continue with your exhalations, so breathing in and exhale. Feeling the upper back and lower back on the ground as you exhale. All the way down to the soles of the feet. So feeling the whole of the body release. And if I'd have any recommendations really, is this is the kind of thing that you could do for say 10 minutes, 20 minutes if you've got time when you get in from work. Just finding time to relax, because if you can relax the body, you can relax the mind, then that helps to release tension, and it helps with any muscular issues really. So just finding time to relax is a great idea. And then from there we're going to just open the eyes. And so essentially we're going to do this simple thing and it's hardly perceptible. And all I want you to do is just place both hands on the abdomen, just on the lower abdomen, just below the navel, and then tucking the tailbone under. So tucking the tailbone under, just feel that as you tuck the tailbone under, lifting it off. So we're not lifting too far, we're not coming up onto the spine, we're just lifting the sacrum slightly, tucking the tailbone under. Very small movement, doesn't take much, but we're just getting used to the muscles that we're using. What muscle groups are we using to do this movement? And sometimes we can just not be aware of the muscles, so simply developing awareness and body intelligence is enough. And then just release from there. So we're going to repeat that again, about 3 to 5 times. And to do this, though, we're going to purposely engage the glutes, the buttock muscles, the pelvic floor, and the lower abdomen. So engage the glutes as you tuck the tailbone under, the glutes, pelvic floor, lower abdomen. So we're intentionally engaging those muscles, intentionally connecting with them. And the movement is done on the exhalation. So as you exhale, tucking the tailbone under. As you exhale, tucking the tailbone under, using the buttocks, the pelvic floor or perineum, and the lower abdomen. So it's consciously connecting. And it doesn't take much to do this, so you can build it up over time. And then we're going to stop there, and then we're going to repeat it again, but just using the thighs, using the muscles in the legs. So when you do this, and it's as if the feet, the soles of the feet are super glued to the ground. And what we're going to do is if we're going to press the feet into the ground and away and engage the thighs to tuck the tailbone under and then release back. So again, exhale, tucking the tailbone under, simply using the thighs and nothing else. So pressing those feet away, but they can't move away because they're glued to the mat. And again, just do this consciously 3 to 5 times, and it just gets the connection with those muscles. So it's talking to the muscles, because once you start to talk to them, then you can be with them in everyday life, and then the whole world becomes your yoga mat. So quite simply, tucking the tailbone under in 3 different ways there. The sort of natural way of doing it, how you would naturally do it, conditionally do it, then using the glutes, pelvic floor, lower abdomen, and then using just the thighs with the feet super glued to the ground. So that's 3 things to practice. And then from there, we're going to move it on. So we're going to lift the feet off the ground, and you can see that my calves are parallel with the ground. And if you wanted to, you could rest these on a chair. So you could rest these on a chair. And then we're going to place the hands, interlink the fingers, place the hands behind the head to support the head. And then inhale and exhale, just lift off the ground. So leading with the chest rather than the head. We're not pressing the head forward. We're just supporting the head with the hands. Exhale, release up. Inhale down. And again, really feeling into the abdominal region. So we're hardly moving at all, but maybe you can actually feel the abs starting to work and being aware of the abs starting to work. And then let's release there. So we just did 3 to 5 movements, and you can develop it in your own practice by all means, but that's just something that you could look at and incorporate into your home practice. And so we've done some work in the abdomen and sort of recognizing the heat and the work that's just been generated. And we've contracted the abdominal muscles. So the next stage is we're actually going to fold the arms, bringing the head back down onto the floor if you were looking up. And then, so holding onto the elbows, the thumbs on the inner elbow, the fingers on the outer elbow. And then breathing in, bringing the arms up above the head. So hold it there for 10 seconds, but feeling this really nice stretch in the whole of the front of the body. So after 10 seconds, and you're breathing nice and smoothly in and out through the nose, and then exhaling all the way back down. So bringing the arms down, and then changing the cross of the arms, and then inhale and open. So bringing the arms all the way back. And if there's any issue with the shoulders, it might be quite challenging with the shoulders, but it's a great shoulder opener, a chest opener, feeling the lift in the sternum, breathing in and out. So we hold this for about 10 seconds to open the front of the body. Really nice. And if you wanted to develop it, you could always straighten both legs, as long as your lower back is okay. So the main thing with any yoga practice is to be comfortable. And release the arms down. And then from there, we're going to bring the right leg in towards the body, the right knee in towards the body, holding around either the top of the shin or behind the knee if you've got any issues with the knee. And then straighten that left leg along the ground. So this single leg lock. So again, how does this feel? How does this feel in the body? Relaxing the shoulders. Just a nice passive hold to open up the body, feeling it into the hips. Maybe you can even feel it in the front of the left thigh. So hold this for 30 seconds. Just not pulling with the arms, but just allowing the weight of the arms to release down onto that leg. And then from there, that swap over leg. So bringing that left knee in, extending the right leg along the ground. And then just be with that, just breathing in, breathing out in this single leg lock. So that was a good opportunity as well to close the eyes. You don't need them for balance. Just simply breathing in, breathing out, and allowing that hip to open, shoulders to relax, face soft. Breathing in and out through the nose. Lengthening that right leg along the ground. And then from there, we're going to bring that right knee towards the body. So we're going to hold around both knees. So open up and feeling into the lower back, bringing the knees in towards the chest, the thighs in towards the belly. This double leg lock. Just being mindful, this very subtle movements in this practice, but subtle is key to developing awareness. So we're breathing in, we're breathing out. And then release the feet down onto the ground. And then from there, we're going to roll over onto the right hand side and then come onto all fours. So you might need some padding for the knees, depending on how they're feeling. And when I do this, this posture on all fours, I quite like the wrists in front of the shoulders. So I don't like the wrists directly below, because sometimes it applies a bit too much pressure to the wrists. So having the wrists just in front of the shoulders, and then just starting to engage the abdominal, the lower abdomen, and the pelvic floor, perineum region. And then just gently rocking backwards and forwards. So it's engaging that lower abdomen. Just learning to communicate with different parts of the body. Body awareness is absolutely key to dealing with the back in particular. And then from there, just going to come all the way back down into child's pose. So sitting back onto the heels, if you can, or as far down as is comfortable for you, just exploring your own edge. And then you can either bring the forehead down onto the stacked fists, elbows nice and wide, or the stacked palms, or if it's comfortable for you, just bringing the forehead down onto the ground. And if your forehead is on the ground, then you can either reach forward with both arms, or you can bring the hands by the side of the feet and just rest. Just breathing in and out. Just enjoying the breath. Feeling the expansion in the back of the body. The rib cage expands, side of the ribs, back of the heart. Just filling the whole body with space. And as you exhale, just release, soften wherever you can. And then we're going to come out of that, sitting to one side of the feet, and come down onto the back. First of all, bringing the knees into the chest. And then bringing the feet down onto the floor. And you can either have the knees bent with the feet flat on the floor in this semi-supine position. It's quite nice to have wide feet, about width of the mat, and then leaning the knees in towards the body, then leaning the knees in towards each other, and then bringing the hands by the side of the body, palms facing upwards. And if your back is okay, then what you could do is you could straighten out the legs, pressing the heels away, and then letting the feet flop out to the side into Shavasana. And just taking a few moments to feel into the body. Very gentle practice, but very powerful practice on the journey to developing bodily awareness. Softening through the crown of the head, through the forehead, the whole of the face,
center of the head, the center of the neck, the shoulders, the arms and hands. Soften through the chest, through the abdomen, the hips and the buttocks, the thighs, knees, lower legs, ankles and feet. Feeling into the whole of the body as you breathe in and breathe out. And you can stay in this posture for as long as you like. Just breathing, enjoying the breath, the contact that the body has with the ground. And if you'd like to continue with a relaxation, then there's another video which is coming on the screen around about now, which you can continue with. Or if you want to do some more active yoga practices, then there's a video to enable you to do that. And when you've finished, then simply rolling onto your right hand side and coming up into a simple seated position. Thanks for joining me today. Hope that was helpful. It's about developing strength and awareness in the body, and you can use this in your everyday life. I'm going to be producing more videos, especially around back pain. A lot of people who come to my sessions who are into sport, but a little bit of aches and pains as they're getting older, found benefit. So I'm going to be producing more videos around this. So thank you so much again, and I'll see you soon. Namaste.